Alrighty, I went live. This is testing 2 of my revamped podcast. I mean, I've had podcasts, so I guess this is the new podcast, The Bad Filipino, your host, Mickey Angeline. And I had every intention of throwing up really cool things. I'm trying to play around with all the features on StreamYard, which is now I'm using to do my video podcast, and I lost an hour of prep time. So I was like, oh, this is going to be another I think I'm just mostly talking, and I've got some friends that are going to pop in. I probably will have a guest in about 30 minutes. I have a friend, a musician. She is hoping to hop on here after her class, and then I said, hey, hop on in here because I need the practice to use this this platform, which is by StreamYard. And so thank you all who are popping in. I'm probably going to go for about an hour. Like I said, this is my second kind of testing the waters podcast. By next week, I will be launching actual podcasts with legit information. I'm going to be interviewing people. It's going to be dope. I'm not going to limit it to just female musicians and those in the industry, which I will be doing those kind of interviews, and those will be featured on the Women's International Music Network page, of course. But I'm going to open the door to interview a wide variety of people, especially in the time that we're in now. You know, we're 6 months into the whole COVID pandemic and 5 months into the quarantine, and it's been an up and down and a roller coaster of a year, 2020, and we're now officially in September. Crazy, it's already September. So those of you who are here, pipe on into the comments. This is going live also from my Facebook page and my YouTube. So today is the first time I'm testing it with YouTube. So when you type in the comments and you join in, I'll see it here. I'm your host, Mickey Angeline, speaker, podcast, philanthropist, blogger on medium.com as The Bad Filipino as well. And I'm excited to be back on the air. Big shout out to MXL Microphones. They endorse me. I'm an MXL Microphones artist. And what you're hearing me through right now is their visual podcasting bundle. And it comes with all the things that I'm using, with the exception of the selfie light, of course. I had to buy that separate. But it comes with the microphone. It comes with a microphone stand. It comes with the adapters to plug in your webcam, because it comes with a webcam that I'm using right now. So you get the webcam, the microphone, the stand, which I have it attached to my kitchen table. I just went ahead and revamped my dining room. I learned yesterday that due to my little green screen, because this webcam is a trip. It has a 180-degree angle, so it makes my little tiny screen here look small. Right? It looks small. So I ordered more acoustic paneling so that this entire wall behind me will be green screen friendly, so I can throw some stuff in the back. So hold on, I'm gonna pull up my other laptop and encourage some folks to come in the chat room. Or maybe I'll just tag on over. They tell you not to go. They tell you not to go out of this and into your chat. Hold a second. I've got like so many things. I have so many things going on right now. Plus, it's what, Thursday? One more day till Mulan. One more day. Oh. I'm sweating like bullets over here because I was fighting to try and hurry up and get ready. And like I said, I was going to pull up so many things, didn't get a chance to do it. Let's see. I'm going to share this on my Facebook, by the way. I encourage you all, share it, like it, share it. Let's get some people in the room and let's chat. I did want to touch on some things I've learned about between last night and this morning, because I went on the air yesterday. I went on the air at what time was it? Like 6 o'clock? Oh, here I am. Here I am. I'm looking at myself on this. Okay, so if you're viewing, give me a shout out in the chat so I know you're here, because I see folks, but I don't. Here we go. Hold on. I have got. All right. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Oh, here I am. Here I am. All right, I need to mute it on my laptop. And wait, that is me. Hold on. I'm all trying to share this watch party. Okay, I don't even know. I'm like having the darndest time trying to get this up and going so people can watch. Maybe I can do it on my own page. So a couple of things that have, I guess a lot of things pop into the mail, right? Or into the interwebs. And I know we're being oversaturated and overwhelmed with information. And a couple of things that had popped up, I found intriguing enough that I wanted to bring up and talk. But before I do, also too, shout out to Sofrito Media Group, because they created these amazing digital artworks of a couple of my existing photos that turned out so badass that I now use them. Here we go. Oh, here I am. I now use them for my social media, and I even kind of created a sort of a mock cover photo that I'm using on my Twitter, on my LinkedIn, on my Facebook. Not my. Let's see. Okay, I'm going to hold on just a moment. Alrighty, so I added that in. He rendered 2 of my photos and then rendered them. They look so amazing. Okay, let me make sure I shared that correctly. What do I look like? Is that on my face? Oh, it was on my face. Did I have something on my face and y'all didn't tell me? What up? Y'all are not good friends. There it is. I got it. I got it. I'm trying not to deep throat my mic either. So as you pop in, let me know if you can hear me at this distance where I'm at, because I have the gain all the way up. I'm trying to figure out where to put my microphone so it successfully picks up my voice without me having to deep throat my own microphone. So there we go. All right. I'll be tagging folks too. Tag folks. Have them come in. Like I said, this is all testing, 1, 2, testies, 1, 2, yeah. There, I'm trying to tag some folks. So as I bump things around, a couple of things I saw that I thought would be intriguing enough to talk about. Dang it, I want to wait though till people are in the room, because I want some input. Oh well, okay, I'll just go. So the first thing I saw, someone had shared that the Elvis Presley Graceland, his mansion, that once he had passed away, they turned it into this huge multi-billion-dollar industry of a museum that you pay tickets. People have just been because he passed away. It's been 50 years, I think. Was it 70? When did he pass away? 70? It was in the 70s. And they turned his mansion into this huge museum that people pay tickets to go see. And it was defaced recently. They don't know who did it. They just saw it. So you see defund the police, Black Lives Matter on certain portions of it. And, fans are outraged, of course. I went ahead and found the article on Billboard. I do my best to try and research when I see people throw things up, and I encourage all of you to do the same. We have so many outlets of people and places that will falsify information, and then because you and I can create our own websites and just do the thing. So I usually, when I see things like that pop up in my feed that friends have shared, I'll go through and research it myself and see how many articles are actually publishing it and which ones, legit, and Billboard shared the story. So I'm like, okay, it's true. So I looked at the article and I shared it, and it's true. It was defaced. They don't know who did it. It's going to be assumed it was Black Lives protesters, which it could be. That's the hard thing, and that's the hard thing too. Let's go into that real quick, because while there are those who demonstrate that will be angry and will have looted or have defaced property, the majority of people who protest don't. The whole point is they're trying to get justification and equal rights and just justice in general for the Black community. And then there are groups like the white nationalist groups who will create violence and do the looting and the destruction of property and tag it with that to tie it to that. And those have been arrested to do it. So it's just really hard to know who did it. But the fact is that it has been defaced and it has been marked with all of that. And I had posted a comment on someone's page and then I shared it on my own. I don't condone at all doing that, defacing property. But if it was by those who are part of the Black Lives Matter movement, I can't say I blame them for the anger, because for those who haven't done the history and haven't done the study on it, Elvis Presley was part of that first wave of, white artists who gained exponentially financially off of Black artists. When Elvis first became popular, Black people still had zero rights. We're talking, they still were unable, they were not allowed to go into restaurants that were white only. There were signs that were up. White only restaurants, white only restrooms, white only water fountains sitting in the back of the bus. You hear that a million times, but it really did exist. And what you had was artists like Elvis, who their songs, they didn't write their own songs. There were Black artists that wrote those songs. And since there were no laws protecting them as artists, the Black artists, they were never credited. They were never given royalties. They were never acknowledged. They kept that secret hidden back in the day. Elvis Presley, he wasn't known really for his singing. He really wasn't really known for his guitar playing. He made his fortune off of being drop dead gorgeous and sexually, erotic. He was banned from being on television shows because he moved his hips in such a sexual manner that he was considered vulgar. And he was the icon. I mean, he's been an icon for frickin' 70 years. Think about that. He was, women and queers and closeted queers wanted to be with him, and then straight males wanted to be like him. But the truth is any music he may have co-wrote, there are articles that are backing up that his management forced them to credit Elvis at least 50%, even if it weren't true, because there was this image that they were selling and they were packaging that was Elvis Presley. And he didn't come without his faults, and he didn't come without his problems. And people don't focus on that. They just focus on his career from the 50s and the 60s, because the 70s is when it kind of went on a decline. But it's just crazy to know that not only did he make a crazy fortune off of his music, which spawned him into doing TV shows. He did movies. Well, TV shows. He did movies. He did television appearances. He traveled the world. And he never credited the people who actually wrote his music. And then you have this Graceland mansion that turned into this multi-billion-dollar industry that was built on the backs of Black artists that were not credited. Never got reparations for it, never saw a dime. And if you're a musician, you understand how critical that is. Any musician today, it's a lot easier to have your music pirated and stolen and taken and someone else getting famous off of it because of the digital media, right? It's so easy. If you're not careful when you throw up lyrics, or if you're not careful if you throw up a video of your stuff, an audio of your stuff, and you haven't done copyright on your work, it'll get pirated, it'll get used. Someone else will make $1 million off of it because they've got the team in place to do that, right? So if you're an artist today and you can understand how that's wrong, you have to acknowledge that it was wrong then. So I see where their anger is, if it were indeed those people that did it. But I don't condone that they did it. But it is what it is. And in the end of the day, they've got the money to clean it up. Graceland's got the money to clean that up and power wash over it and paint over it, whatever, So I thought that was a really interesting that I saw on my feed. And then second, by the way, if you're listening, please pipe in either on YouTube or on Facebook and throw in some comments because I will see them here. And then we can talk back and forth. And those of you who want to join in, I've got someone that's going to try to pop in as a guest in about 15 minutes. I need the practice of having a second person. I'm going to do another trial run tomorrow night, Friday night, around 6 Pacific Standard Time if you want to hop on in. I will have more prep time because I'm going to throw things up. Because if you've noticed, like banner-wise, I can throw these things up. This is the coolest thing. Look at that. My ticker just changed. I can put up a little reminder. Drink your water. Drink water. Especially if you are here in Northern California, where I'm based at, in the Sacramento area, state capital. We're dealing with smoke still from all the fires that have happened in the last month. California is known for fire season, but it got ridiculous. I think it was a month ago. The 10 plus thousand lightning strikes that struck down on a Sunday night and kickstarted almost 400 fires simultaneously. And we had hundreds of thousands of acres burned. People were evacuated. And it's from my hometown. My hometown is Fairfield. And Vacaville is right next to Fairfield. And Fairfield and Vacaville were evacuated. So that was almost a month ago. And the air quality is, some parts are good. I've been posting it every day on my Facebook. Some are moderate. San Francisco and Berkeley went back to unhealthy because another fire broke out down south. Mendocino fire is on D2. So, it's coming down in, Davis. It's just crazy. It just changes day to day. It's so nuts. But here we go. Look at that. Look at all of these. I'm going to create another one. Let's see. What should I create? I'm going to create another ticker. I'm just having fun with this. I think I got this right. Let's see. I'm going to add that banner. Oh, no, come on. There we go. There it is. I just did another banner. So please hop on in. Say hi. I've got my laptop up. So for those of you who don't know, my daughter and I live back together. At the start of the whole COVID thing, when they were doing the quarantine shutdown, not knowing how bad the shutdown was going to be, because let's be honest, the person in charge right now, he's off his rocker. So her father and I didn't know if martial law would be declared at some point. You just never know. So I moved back in with my kiddo. When I say kiddo, she's going to be 25 this year. So I just turned 52. She's going to be 25. So is that cool, right? 52, 25. But she doesn't drive. And so last minute today, her dad hit her up via text asking if she wanted to come and run errands and if I could bring her. So I'm like, yeah, of course I'll bring you. But that's where I lost my hour to prep that I was going to throw up all this cool stuff. And on the way back, when I dropped her off, because it's a 20-minute drive one way, my back right tire, my car warns me it's low, fill it up. So I'd pull over to Shell. The guy was so sweet. He turned it on for me without me having to pay quarters. I went inside as a good patron, bought a drink. Where'd I put it? I love these. So I bought this. He turns it on for me. I fill it up, and the cool thing is because the cap was missing, it's probably why I might have rested against something, and then it just kind of leaked. It's been low for about a week. And so there was a cap literally sitting right there. When I backed in to fill up my tire this morning, or at lunchtime, there was a cap that just was there. Someone unscrewed to fill their tire, forgot to put it back on and left, so I put it on the tire. So it's I got free air. And I got a cap to put back on my tires. So I don't know. That was kind of cool. I think it's serendipitous. It's meant to be. I'm looking over at my other laptop because I'm trying to get folks to come join in with me. And I see people are watching, but join in the chat. If you are just tuning in, this is Mickey Angeline, the Bad Fil.pino. Rebranded my podcast. I did a podcast back in 2015 to 2017. It was audio only, and I called it The Mana Show. And now I'm doing the video thing, and I'm calling it the Bad Filipino because that's what I've called my blog, and that was a name given to me. And the reason why I call myself the Bad Filipino is because I'm really bad at being Filipino. I've never been to the Philippines. I don't have wooden spoons on my wall. I can barely make Filipino food. Like the basics I can do. You know, the lumpia I can do, the adobo I can do. I've done pancit once, but now that I'm vegan, which I've been vegan for 2 years, you know, you can now make everything vegan. It's really cool where everything has come with fooling your mouth into thinking you're eating meat. You know, but so that's a challenge. For those of you who are Filipino who have tried to make pancit, you know, it's made with fish sauce. So I remember a job that I had, it was a potluck, and there was one vegan in the group. And she's Filipino. I said, for you, I'm going to teach myself how to make a vegan pancit. And I did. I researched and I combined it from like two different. Here we go. I combined it from two different aloha recipes. And it took me forever, though. Let me tell you what, when you make pancit from scratch, prepare yourself. It is an all-day ordeal. Because I went and bought all the ingredients fresh after realizing how much food it would take. You know, the ingredients. And then you have to prep it all. The prep takes a lot longer than actually making the food. But I was successful and it was so good. And this is the thing. These recipes are always to be made for like 10 plus people. Because growing up Filipino, even though I'm raised Hawaiian culture, so maybe I can put that on my family, right? On my dad's side of the family, because my dad and his siblings were born and raised in Hawaii, right? By the way, Maria, let me know how I'm sounding because I'm trying to make sure my gains and all that are good. So I appreciate you being in the chat room. Anyone else, if you're watching, jump on in, please. So when you're Filipino and you're Hawaiian, you have a lot of family, you have a lot of family members, you have a lot of friends that are family. So when you make food, you're making the food to last a couple of days as leftovers, because there's nothing better than frickin' leftovers, yo. You don't even know right now. Like, it's great when it's fresh, but it's better when it's been sitting in the container in the fridge overnight and it's been marinating in all the fabulous juices and seasonings. Yeah. So then when you warm it up the next day, it's like bomb.com times 12. So, thank you. I appreciate that. Do you see how I'm throwing up your comments too? This is the cool thing. I'm figuring this out. So I can throw up banners and stuff, right? I was going to throw up some really cool photos of things to kind of give shout outs, like to my hairdresser, Mariah, over at Jimmy's Barber Garage. She did my new fade and haircut. And I was going to throw up her photo and tag so you can go see her and tell her Mickey sent you. Didn't get a chance to prep on that. I was going to throw up the MXL microphone logo since they're my sponsors. They endorsed me. This is the equipment. Didn't get time to do that. I was going to throw up Sofrito Media Group for doing my photos so I could throw him some business. Didn't get a chance to do that. So, you know what? I guess I'm just going to have to do this tomorrow. Yeah. I'm going to have to do this tomorrow. Look at that. Creating all my banners. Oh, do I really? Thank you, Maria. She's like, you look so cool. You look so official. I try to. That's the whole goal, right? In fact, I was playing around. I don't even know how I look. I was playing around with my lighting. Let's see. See, do you like the green screen? Like, it's like the smallest little screen because I realized, I just said this earlier when I was broadcasting. So last night was the first time that I went live on this, right? And what comes with this podcast bundle, it's called the VPS podcasting bundle from MXL microphones. It's dope shit, right? The camera that I'm using, you have two different lenses. And I prefer this lens, but this is like the fisheye lens. So it gives you a complete 180 degree view. The other one is more up close like your laptop. But I would have to put the camera further back so you're not like right up in my face. So right now I've just been, you know what that reminds me? I need to wipe the lens because I don't know how, let's see. There, because I don't know how clean it looked, but I deleted the first video from yesterday and it looked really hazy. It looked grainy and I didn't know if I just had a dirty lens. So I just wiped my lens just now. But so you get this. And because it's the fisheye lens, those are 12 panels that I put up on my own kitchen wall. These are, they're a green acoustic panel. They use double-sided sticky tape. You DIY this whole thing. I DIY this whole thing. But look at it, it's just this little part. So now I ordered more because Amazon, as much as I hate Jeff Bezos, has been my addiction this last month. And so I ordered 24 more panels because I need to put 12 around on this. And see this, what I'm touching? This is the sidewall. This is what I'm talking about. This camera is a 180-degree angle. It's crazy. You can see all this stuff on the table here. It's nuts, right? So I learned that in the first run yesterday is that I need more acoustic paneling so I can throw up bigger background screen, right? Yeah. Luciana, you did remember. Welcome to the chat room. Luciana made it. Did you remember to drink water? I'm so happy. Thank you for drinking water. Aw, thank you, Eddie. And thank you, oh my God, for jumping in. What up, yo? It feels so good to be back. Yes, it is a love-hate relationship. Check that out. Not even kidding. Got you right there, girl. Got you right there. So, oh, here's the other things I threw up too. So see this? And this. These are accounts on Instagram that I've fallen down the rabbit hole with. Why? And then Lucy, let me know if you still want me to. Oh, hold on. You did. You messaged me. Huh. You know what I didn't do though? Let's see. Okay, I just saw your message in the other screen. I'm going to invite Luciana to be a guest with me because she's going to help me practice doing the toothing. The twofer. The twofer. Oh, you know what? Can I? Oh. Hold on. Hopefully you still see me. Will it let me? No. Okay. I'm going to send this to you, girl. Okay, here it is. All right, I sent you the link, Luciana, so you can come join me. Meanwhile, so she's going to join in with me so I get to practice the two-screening thing. The cool thing with StreamYard is you can throw up stuff. You can throw up videos. You can split the screen and throw up photos. Like I could throw up an article if we want to talk about something. I have you in the room with me. We're interviewing. We can throw up a snippet of your music video. We can share so we can see a little bit about what you do. You know, whatever it is you're doing. But I would prep ahead of time. And like I said earlier, I lost an hour of prep time. So right now, this is all I got going. This is all I've got going. So as, here she goes. Okay. Oh, here it is. Boom.
Hi.
Hey, everybody. Welcome. This is Luciana. Musician, singer, songwriter, originally from Chile, and you moved back to LA. I like that rhymes. How are you, dear?
The way you say it, it's super spicy, so I feel like it rhymes if you pronounce it like Chile. You know?
Chile. Here it is. Look at that. I can pull that back.
Oh, yes.
Isn't that fancy? This is fancy stuff.
I know. Yeah, and you can like pull up like accounts below and everything. And
yeah, I just have to figure it out. This is why I'm like, thank you for coming on in. So, and this today was the first day that I'm sharing this both to my Facebook and both to my YouTube. The cool thing with StreamYard is you can, prior to, because I scheduled this to happen. That's why it popped up on my Facebook and my YouTube to let you know, hey, I'm going to be. I can do it to like 10 different locations. I could do it to Twitch. I could do it to Pinterest. I could do it to several different Facebook pages. Isn't that crazy?
That's amazing.
It's so awesome.
Yeah.
It's awesome sauce. And look, okay, hold on. So what's this? If I do that, what would pop up? Probably nothing. I'm like playing around. No, nothing, because I didn't throw a screen up. Okay. So there's a way for me to share a screen.
Okay.
Look at let's see. Let me see. Oh.
I followed Karen's Going Wild.
Oh, oh, right. Yeah. Okay, hold on. It says this is better when you do it. Okay. You know what? Let's find it. Hold on.
I was literally scrolling down their Instagram right now.
I know. I'm going to pull this up. Let's see if I can. Okay, I'm going to try to share this screen. Let me see if it'll let me share this. I'm practicing. Thank you for being the practice. And those of you
No, of course.
that are watching and going, what the heck is she doing? Yeah, this is practice. I told all y'all this is practice. The real deals are going to be next week.
Oh, yay. What do you have planned?
People, stuff. I'm
Cool.
definitely going to. Okay, hold on. Not that one. Oh, this is why. Okay. So what it does is it shares the screen I'm in. What? That doesn't make any sense though. I'm trying to pull up. See, I tried to go to this one to share it, but I have to be. Because it says it's best to do this when you have two monitors.
Okay.
I don't know how that would work though, because I ridiculousness. How about if I do this? Get rid of that. So while I'm figuring this out, share with our listeners who you are, what you do, and what your future plans are in music.
Oh my God. Okay. I've actually been thinking about this, so you caught me at the perfect moment. I'm Luciana Garcia. I'm an empowerment modern rock singer, and I am from Chile, like Vicky mentioned, and I live in Los Angeles, California. I go to music school here, and right now, usually like my ultimate creative outlet is performing and gigging, but I have been writing a lot because there is no performing. So I've just been writing and writing and writing and writing and then writing some more, experimenting with poetry and adding melody to like lyrics rather than I usually do like both combined, learning guitar. Um, and my plans for the future, to answer Mickey's question, I graduate school April 2021, and after that, I wanna devote my entire self to an album, to put together the album and the whole concept I've been creating these past few years. And yeah, I feel like I've released music in the past, but it's always been while I'm in school or while I'm working, or so I wanna give everything to this album for like a month or two. Like that's everything I do, and feel like honestly my ultimate goal with it is to listen back on it and be like, I did my absolute best with what I know right now. This is the best I can do, and like I gave this everything I have. Hey Monica, how are you? So yeah, that's pretty much. And I plan on staying in LA after I graduate too. That's pretty much who I am, what my future goals are.
Jaeger. And we met through Women X community, you and I.
Yeah.
So we actually haven't physically met. I think how you put it is we have e-met.
Yes.
That's what you did on my video, my birthday video. Thank you, by the way, for taking part in that. That was so dope.
Of course.
So Women X community, for those of you who don't know, especially if you're women, this is a powerful organization to belong to. You know, and Maria, how do I pronounce her last name? I'm going to screw it up. She actually messaged me. Hold on. Am I going to, Acampia, right? Is it Acampia? Or is it Mary? Campia?
Mary, I think it's
Chiampa? See, I just screwed it up. I said her name 5 times. It was all wrong. Mary Chiampa. She lives on the East Coast. She's, I believe the Boston area, right? She's not New York. She's actually in Massachusetts.
No, yeah. Right now she's staying in
Cape Cod.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so she spearheads this, and she hosts online classes on the history of women in all kinds of aspects. And we do the movie night thing where we log on with a bunch of women from all across the U.S., some of them across the world. I know your mom popped in on one of them. Yeah. And then we will have a little talk, and usually we'll either talk with people or then they'll give us a link ahead of time in an email of what movie to watch. We'll watch the movie together, come back, and then share our thoughts on it. It's like so dope. And it's always movies that are documentaries that are about women in history that have just paved the way for the rest of us. And it's super dope. But that's how you and I met.
Yeah. Well, we met through Calandra, who's from,
that's right,
who's a part of Women X. That's and right. Their team. And then like we've actually, it's funny that we've never met in person, but like I feel like we're really good friends.
We're so close. We're like, we're so close. Like it'll be great. It'll be so weird to finally hug you when all this is done.
Yeah.
I think it'll just be feel weird
It's
to
gonna
hug
be funny
anybody.
because we're very different heights and we haven't experienced that. I'm probably like a head taller than you.
You're a complete 12 inches taller than I am, I believe.
Uh,
So I'm going to have to take a running start, or you're going to have to step down off of a curb. Usually I just have people step down on a step or a curb.
okay.
And that at least gives a good 5 inches. So then the difference is only like 6, 7 inches. But that's okay
Okay.
because like Monica Lowe, who's in the room, she's also a towering Amazon like you are.
Okay.
So yeah, it's interesting. I'm like 4'11". Not even like I am. I'm 4'11", and that's not
Okay.
tall.
Hey, Dr. Ruth was 4'11".
I know, dog. That movie. Were you a part of
Yeah,
that?
I was there. I was there.
Whoa!
I know.
I had no idea she was a sniper in the what army was it?
Yeah.
In the
Austrian?
I think in the 40s she was a sniper, y'all.
Yeah.
Dr. Ruth, 4'11", handled a sniper rifle and took out motherfuckers. Like
Yeah.
I had this 17th level of respect for her because I had
I
no
know.
idea. That was so amazing.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
so yeah, so the hope is I'm gonna go live again tomorrow night around 6. I got someone
Mm-hmm.
else that wants to pop in. I'm gonna have enough prep time so then I can throw up the screens and I can throw up the
Yeah.
videos. Because in the beginning of it, I want to throw up the shout outs, to MXL Microphone, my endorsing company, to Mariah, who does my hair, Jimmy's, whatever. Just and that was the whole plan today and it screwed up. But at least if
Okay.
you notice, I have where did it go? I can't even point. Where am I at? This way? Yeah. On your corner. See, you can't even see my
Okay.
finger. Let me do it like
Yeah, I
this.
can see your little. Wait. Whoa.
Yeah, there it is,
This
right
is
there.
weird. There.
And that's just a mock. Like that photo was taken from the gentleman who Sofrito Media Group. I threw him two of my photos, and he just digitally mastered all these renditions of the two photos. And I was like, oh, you made me look like a Marvel superhero. So
You do look like a Marvel superhero.
right. So I took the
Yeah.
photos, and I was up late because I got all inspired. So I'm on the Canva, all this on my cell phone on the Canva app, and I created the back cover art for, and I put it on my Facebook, on my professional Facebook. I put it on my Twitter. I put it on my LinkedIn. And then I created that with the Canva and that photo because I just didn't want to throw up the StreamYard logo. So I was like, well, I need something for now because,
Yeah.
okay, you know what? Monica, I got your hairstylist. Mariah over at Jimmy's is thebomb.com. You should go see her.
I
don't know if
mean,
she's
look at
closed
Mickey's
yet,
hair.
I know. Look at my hair.
No further proof should be needed.
You know what though? Okay, but I'll be honest. You have to have backups, and Mariah's my number one go-to. But then I have two backups after that. And when the COVID hit and things were shut down and salons were shut down, and it happened so quickly that Mariah couldn't even grab anything from the salon, so she couldn't even like on the low key do house calls for people she trusted, right? Because she had no equipment; it was all locked up. So through my stylist, my fashion stylist, Miss Joey Handsome of Handsome Clothing, her barber does house calls because he would come over because I lived with her before I moved here. So we were roommates for about 8 months and he would come over and do her hair all the time. So I was like, hey, could I get you to come out? Because, we wore the mask, we were clean. And he's 10 minutes from where I live now. So it was perfect. And he's the one that does the dynamite edges.
Yeah.
Like no slam to Mariah. She does amazing work, but he can't cut hair and fade it, which is what she's really great at too. And she does great fades too. But his edging work is a work of art.
That
So
is
when
so
you see me
cool.
show off the fancy edges, it's him.
I remember that for your birthday, your fancy edges.
Yes, Mike, because edges are. Oh, so Monica wants to hear a song. That's a good question. Can I? I should be able to, actually. Let me see. Right now, the only thing I had was banners. I guess I could share. You know what? Let's test this. Okay. What song do you want to hear, Monica? Tell you what.
I thought he was gonna ask me to sing. I'm like, oh my god. Okay.
Well, I mean, or yeah.
go ahead,
Did you? I
Lucy,
mean,
go
did you
ahead.
want that? Did you want to hear Luciana sing a cappella? Well, because I.
No,
the
no,
only
no.
thing
Just find a song. I mean, I'm on Spotify too. You can play my song. That's kind of weird. I don't know.
I know. I don't even know if I could. Could I? I guess that's the part of sharing the screen, right? Oh, you want to hear? Oh, she wants to hear you sing.
Oh, okay.
Well, you can throw up something, can't you? Like off of
Yeah.
your phone.
Off of my phone.
Like your music, like to play and sing to, because you're on your
Oh,
laptop,
I
right?
can. I am on my laptop.
Yeah.
My speakers I left my speakers at my friend's house, but I can sing you something a cappella if that's okay.
Go for it.
Okay.
Everybody, ladies and gentlemen, Luciana.
Okay. Here's a song that's actually a rock song, but I'm going to try to do it like all a cappella and like emotional. It's called Beauty Boy and it's about new beginnings. Beauty boy, I gotta leave. This is our finish line. We had an epic run. Guess we just run out of fuel. Beauty boy, isn't it obvious? If you count on my fire to light your cigarette, all you will get is a smoke. Everyone knew, everyone said, everyone said, no, you can't have it all. Give it a brief happy ending. Cheer up to a new beginning. Because sacrifice of choice, happiness, money, and dreaming, loving, succeeding, or leaving. No, you can't have it all. No, you can't have it all. Ta-da! That's just a little
Yes.
Thank you.
See, now this is what I'm going to practice too. Is I'm going to try to have empted like applause and stuff. That was good. Thank you for that.
Thank you.
Right?
Thank you.
That was very good. Oh, Monica says she loves the tone of your voice. Yeah, right there. Mm-hmm. So
thank you, Monica.
For those of you who might not know, Monica's a big effing deal. She doesn't realize it, but she's one of my mentors. She's a long-standing radio personality and voiceover actor. Mm-hmm. She's on 97.3 or 93.7 The River FM. She has her own 5-hour show. And she's the voice. If you're listening to ads and you're in the Sacramento area,
her voice.
It's her voice. She gets paid the big bucks.
That's amazing.
She's a big deal. Yeah. So I appreciate Monica for jumping on in and supporting me on this. You should hear her voice. Honestly, Monica, I'm going to tell you right now, like a lot of the music that's played, the old school rock, it's good. It's not my take. I literally listen to your show because I love your voice.
I'm like, she just has a perfect speaking voice. I mean, I love
Monica's
that about
voice is so
voice
good.
actors. Like I'll be having a conversation with someone who has a really nice speaking voice, and I'm just like listening to them. It's kind of weird, but yeah. I geek out on speaking voice for sure.
So that's who that is. She's quite the celebrity here in Sacramento. She has been for a very, very long time. In fact, I interviewed her for the Women's International Music Network. I think it was last year, wasn't it?
Oh, nice.
We went live on the Facebook page. So I would love to interview you again in the future on this, and we can share it also on the women's platform as well. I'm blasted everywhere, because I would love to hear like how it's been going. This pandemic has been, the two industries that have hit it the hardest and are going to be the last to come back are live music performances and live theatrical performances. Just here in Sacramento alone, many of the smaller venues had to shut their doors. In fact, so Shine Coffee had to shut down that part. I believe they're still going to be open for the food part, but they're not doing the live music. Blue Lamp closed down prior to, but then the Press Club just closed down. Like there's because they just can't stay afloat. No one can come in. They can't pay the rent. The rent is just ridiculous. The leasing here in Sacramento and
yeah.
Oh, thank you, Marie. I appreciate that. I tried to. What's crazy is that. So my voice. Yesterday, I noticed that the more that I was talking, I was getting winded because I have issues. I don't know if any of you saw. I just did some late night rant on my Facebook about 5 days ago, and I'm gonna take out this watch. I have a watch on. I tried to go running. It was in mid-April. And I made the mistake of using an inhaler and taking asthma tablets because I get asthma from allergies. And it just attacked my lungs like you wouldn't believe. I was like halfway through got like a jog walk. I'm no athlete right now, but just getting the exercise. And it wasn't that hot of a day. but it was the first time that it felt like my lungs were completely on fire. It was like, I can describe it as like white hot lava heat, and I couldn't get air in and I couldn't get air out, and it just felt like I was just beaming from my chest, and that meant if I collapsed I couldn't call for help because I couldn't breathe. And so ever since
Yeah.
then, it affected my ability to breathe. So right now I'm like, when I breathe out, it's very raspy. I thought it would pass.
Mm.
It's been since April, and I've had it checked out. So, I know it's not COVID because I got tested for that. I don't have it. And
Yeah. And
I'm at home. I
it's
don't
that
go anywhere.
prolonged.
Yeah.
If it's that prolonged over time, it's been like what, months? It's obviously not COVID.
Correct. Thank you. Thank you, Monica, for jumping on in. She's going back to record because I do know
Awesome.
for a fact that she records from home.
Okay. Bye,
Well,
Monica. Thank you for listening.
well, obviously, because as a voiceover
Yeah.
actor, it's very helpful to have your own studio at home because then people eat, because that's the digital age right now. They send you the work, you record it, you send it out,
Definitely.
and it's done. So
Definitely.
a lot of the
I've been
radio
doing
stations
that.
have had to do that.
Yeah. I've been doing that with with like vocals. I have a little setup and stuff.
See,
Yeah.
smart.
I even got my ring light. I just need to get like a better mic stand so I can use it for everything I do in live streaming.
Yes. In fact, I'm working better on that too because what I've got going is kind of rigged. Like yesterday, my video, I knew I was tired.
Mm-hmm.
I looked so tired. So, and I noticed this, like the Zoom, like when you're on Zoom, it lets you put like your filters. This one
Yeah.
doesn't. Like StreamYard, I guess, doesn't. So I'm like, ooh, this is looking rough.
This
And
is
it's
rough.
so bright. So, like, right, I don't even know how I look. Like when I post this video, I guess I'll see later how I look and I'll decide
You
if I
look
want
great. I think you look great.
Well, thank you. And so I had to rig my light because my setup and where I'm at, it was too tall. And I realized it brought the light down and created these shadows underneath. So I had to get the light closer to my face. And so if I showed you what it actually looks like on my table right now, you'd laugh. DIY is quite the process to get it
Yeah.
to look like this is effortless, but it's
Yeah.
not.
Yeah, I can imagine for sure.
Right? And so, all right. So then I have to think of what else we can bring up because I'm just kind of floating. Like I can't really pull up. Let me try and share a screen. Hold on. I'm going to try. Let's see if we can do this. When I share the screen, once I share it, I think I can toggle over, can't I?
I don't know. I've never used StreamYard before.
I think. Is it letting me? Oh, look at that. There it is. Oh, I did it. Look. Okay. So did I share that?
Yeah, I can see it.
Oh, whoa, check it out. All right. Look at that. Look at us playing around. So this, y'all, this is Karen's Going Wild. This is on Instagram. And as you can see, look at the content. What the reason I went down the rabbit hole of this page is because they share, I mean, notwithstanding, of course, the post. Like I don't like. Let's just say I'm mad that they shared that one about Selena. That's rude. But if you look at the left, see that's a video, right? So what it is they catch these people that are just being racist as all hell because they're on people's cell phones, and it's stuff that doesn't always make the news because there's just way too much saturating the news as it is, and so companies are constantly, whether they're big names or small names, they're competing for you to see it. I mean, like right now, like for me, obviously when I get into doing this professionally, and I start putting it on other platforms, if I want to put it out on Apple and Spotify and everything else, I'm going to have to make it more of I need to find ways to like get people to come and then stay engaged. So because of that, you're not going to see that stuff that I just shared with you. You're not going to see it. But you can go to places like Karen's Gone Wilds and you will see it, and it's crazy stuff. And the other one is Gossip in the City. Have you followed that one?
No, I haven't.
That one's a little bit of a harder take. Like that one here that we just saw is, in my opinion, it's funny because you just have people being ridiculous and they got caught. They got caught and it went viral. It's, what it reminds me of, and anyone who's listening will know, if you're as old school as I am, there was a site called Tex About Last Night. or text from last night. Let's see.
Okay.
Let's see if I can in the city. And this was back in the day when the only thing that you had information going around was texting. So what people would do is, you know, the whole drunk texting thing. People would they would email their texts, and then they'd get thrown up on this website, and that's how you knew you were famous. And it always was preceded by the area code. So like if it were from Sacramento, it would be in parentheses 916 and then the text. And it was always these funny texts from people that were drunk. And usually it's the friend, like, I'm the sober one. You threw me a drunk text that's completely embarrassing and hilarious. I gave it to the company and they threw it up on their website. To me, that's what this is. This is transcended from that to,
definitely.
I just caught this jackhammer being a total douche canoe. I'm going to send it off to Karen's Goings Wild and the whole world is going to see it. Yeah. I kind of fell down that rabbit hole. But Gossip in the City. So it's Gossip in the City run together and then underscore. I didn't pull up right. I don't think this is the right one. I'm not sure. Oh yeah, it's a private account. You have to follow it and then get accepted. And it's a woman who runs it. And it's a little harder to see because it's the police brutality videos. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So they're harder to see, but you're seeing it and it's nothing filtered. It just is what it is. So I found myself falling down the rabbit hole of those two probably like 2 months ago. I'm not watching them as much as I did, but I have my moments, yo.
Yeah.
So let's see. Who else did I pull up? That was cool that I could share that, which means I could share. I could share music videos, right?
You can share. I have a music video.
I know,
you don't
right?
have to share that one, but
I was like, I could share stuff.
You can.
But so now thank you for helping me practice that because that's what I needed to see if I could do. So now I know I can do it. But yeah, it felt good to finally get myself going with this because I was in a slump for days. I feel like I'm finally in my element with this.
Yeah.
And especially all these platforms and be able to do it. It wasn't like this when I did just audio only. Right. But I can extract the audio from these, which is cool. So I could throw this up on the Spotify. I could throw it up on my SoundCloud because I kept my SoundCloud. I have all my archived episodes from 2015 and 2016. And
awesome.
Yeah, I think, did I go to 2017? Like at the beginning before I stopped. And so I can throw it on all the platforms, which is cool. I just got to learn how to do it. And then I can do a prep. There's like a 30-second countdown that shows up before the whole thing airs.
Nice.
Yeah, it's like I've seen friends like my friend Mike Betancourt. He's here based out of San Francisco or Sacramento. He's a well-known comedian, really funny guy. He's also an actor. He does commercials and he has his podcast. He calls it the Me, Mike, Self, and I. Clever, right? And his little song is Me, Myself, and I. See, I need to get my theme song too.
I love it.
Yeah, so this is where I learned about using the StreamYard platform was him. And he airs tonight. He's every Thursday night at 8 o'clock Pacific Standard. So that's the other thing too is, right? My next step is scheduling when I'm going to launch these.
Yeah.
And it'll be consistent and then go from there. Work on my website because I bought the domain to my website in 2016. I haven't touched it.
Okay.
Get that going.
Oh, I'm just really excited to what like all of this becomes.
Yeah, right?
To see. Yeah.
It finally feels good to have purpose again. I think one of the things that made it harder for everybody when the COVID hit, because it affected everyone differently, is some of us lost our purpose. You know? Yeah. And we were occupied with struggling to survive. So for me, it worked in my favor without me realizing it. Because being stuck at home has been sucky. I've like put on the pandemic pudge. Show of hands, who all has the pandemic pudge and is working to get rid of it? Me. But it forced me to shut down because I was working so hard and not on anything I loved to do. And my soul was just dying slowly. And so being forced to stay home because I stopped driving for Lyft at the beginning of June, like completely stopped, I think. Yeah. Or beginning of July. And, beginning of July. And so now I just work from home. The smoke kept us from going on walks, but I mean, I miss the beach. Like there's things that I miss, but those are really first world problems, aren't they? Yeah. Because I have a roof over my head. We have food. We have running water. We have AC when we need it. We have heat when we need it. I'm with my daughter, so we're together. We have our cats. So then this is what happened. Let's go back into the whole Amazon is evil but awesome.
Yeah.
I've revamped my living room. So it's all a beach theme, but what's funny is so I had one of the things I did was besides buying all the little things to do that up, I spray painted a bookshelf that I've had for a long time that was all black. And now it's ocean blue. Okay. So I spray painted it on my patio with the white paint, like a primer, and then that to bring it out. Now, this is the thing. I laid out a rug.
Okay.
But the rug doesn't cover the whole patio.
Oh, no.
Do we know where we're going with this?
I
don't pay attention to it. Yeah, and it's really light. I didn't realize that I had spray painted the entire patio sans the area where the rug was until I pulled the rug up. And then I pull the rug up and I'm like, what is this? I thought it was condensation from the rug, but I'm like, there's no rain. And then I realized, holy shit, the rest of this is paint. So it's like the rest of the patio is like slightly singed with a light amount of the ocean blue, but just enough because the patio itself was dirty.
Yeah. Okay. So it ended up working out, kind of. Right?
No.
Oh, okay.
No. You know what? We're going to pull up the photo. I'm going to show you what it looks like. I'm just going to be, I'm going to have to send it to myself, but it's not good. Now, this is the thing. One of two things. We just renewed our lease. So we're here another 12 months. So either I'll let time go by because it is just a light amount of paint. Mm-hmm. And we're going to head into our winter season and hopefully our rainy season. Mm-hmm. And hopefully a lot of it will just sort of wear off. And then I can determine like after spring when it stops raining, if I want to try to take paint thinner and remove the rest of it.
Yeah.
I know. So bad. But you know what? But this is the thing. I was so excited to be doing something crafty.
Yeah.
And creative.
I remember this reminds me of our conversation for your birthday. When you were like putting together the cards and like for the shirts and everything. And you were like telling me how it was like a mindful experience.
Yes. Thank you for that, for remembering that. I did. So bringing that back, when I came up with the idea to raise money for Girls Rock Sacramento, because I thought, turning 52 isn't a big deal, but what can I do to make pay it forward for someone else? Mm-hmm. And that's when I thought, because I've loved my band name and band shirt, even though we only played one show and 3 songs. I don't care. I played. And we have a band shirt.
And it's a great name and a great logo.
Thank you. Yes, because you were one of the many friends who took part in that. And so I was like, I thought it became a much bigger...
One sec.
Oh, go for it. Oh, yes. She's going to show it. What up?
I was just grabbing the shirt.
Yes. My band shirt. So, when I first came up with the concept of getting that to go out, thank you. Yep, that's it right there. What up? I almost felt like I should freaking copyright that. I thought for sure, I'm like, if I'm lucky to get at least a dozen people that'll take part, because when you order the shirts, the minimum order is a dozen.
Okay.
You all like showed up. 47.
Yeah, it was like 50 people.
Right? It was almost 50 shirts. It was 47 shirts.
Yeah, damn.
I know. I was, and then it became a task of, okay, how am I getting these people? So the majority of them, and now mind you, some people ordered more than one. So it wasn't like 47 trips. Like Sandy ordered 3 for her man and her kid. So people ordered the couples but so I did the delivery and I recorded myself being safe with the mask. And some people I mailed them. And then writing out, and I did handwrite the thank you cards.
I love that. I still have mine.
Yeah, see, because it's a nice touch, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
And I miss writing. I forgot how much I don't write anymore. Everything's typed. My handwriting, I had to practice a little bit before the first card because my hand was off. Not that it was shaky, but there wasn't a smooth transition, and you have to get the right pen. So I went and bought a couple of types of pens. I ended up using more of a felt finish to it.
I loved
And
it.
then
I'm trying to see if I have it. Oh
you
yeah,
just
here
have
it
the
is.
card.
I do. I
And
do.
so, and then the little packaging with the little wrap. And I just thought that was really cool, right? Because I appreciated everybody who donated your money. We raised almost $600 just on my birthday for Girls Rock Sacramento. And I didn't think I was going to
Yes, we
raise. That
did
was like
it. I mean, and
3 times the amount that I thought I was going to raise. I thought I was going to raise maybe 200. And it ended up funding the entire, she said it ended up funding like the entire teen camp, which I thought was
really,
great. Yeah. Not, I mean,
that's
they already had
amazing.
it, but it sort of helped with that, right? So it helped put money back into the pot. There it is. There's the right card to you. Yes.
And
I
like
went and,
your handwriting, you did such a good job. It's like really poetic. I feel like this is a love letter.
aw.
Yeah,
I miss writing, and I'm left-handed.
me too.
See? So you know the struggle. When we write left-handed, I'm telling y'all don't know if you're not left-handed, because the flow to write is left to right. So when you're
Yeah,
right-handed, your flow goes up and away from the letters. But when you're left-handed, it goes over the letters. And sometimes, people have done, the left-handers have done that. It looks like
yeah,
this because you're trying to avoid rubbing your hand.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I write a lot. I write a lot in general, so I'm kind of used to it. I'm used to it like by now. But like I remember, for example, being in high school and having the desks, the one-sided desks.
Oh, yes, yes.
Oh, that was
Oh.
such a struggle because you're like you have one side, but you actually need the other side. So
Mm-hmm.
you had to like go to like wherever to get a lefty desk, and it was like this whole thing. Anyway,
No, you're right. It was really ridiculous because it's a right-handed world. And
yeah.
especially, I mean, you're young. Think about it. I was in grade school in the 70s.
Oh yeah, my dad was in grade school in the 50s, or no, sorry, early 60s, and he he like got turned around, which was very hard for him actually.
What?
Yeah, like abused in school because he was left-handed and now he's right-handed.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
Yeah.
Mm-mm. I've heard of those stories.
Mm.
Um, my friend, one of my best friends, Lydia, she's an artist. She started out left-handed and ended up being right-handed, but naturally, being left-handed is a lot of the creativity comes from the right side of the brain,
Mm.
and transitions into the left hand. The logical side is your left side of the brain, which is the right hand, is what they say. So that's what because science. And so, yeah, and so I learned to tilt my paper. I have a paper to tilt it and then write up so that my wrist stayed where it needed to stay, and then it helped me
Mm.
avoid smearing because in high school I took a commercial art major in high school, and one of the classes I took was, well, it was 2 semesters. It was drafting and engineering.
Okay.
So you learn how to create blueprints using just pencil lead, and so you had to be really meticulous on the thickness in using rulers and your own pencil. Like it was real archaic. They really were taking you old school with it because this was in 1983.
Mhm.
So this is before computers, the
Mhm.
personal computer, anyways. Before the personal computer that you could just use at home, and they didn't have them in classrooms, and you weren't creating, you were drawing everything.
Yeah.
So I learned to write and draw and do things and not smear my work being
Mm.
left-handed. But I used to draw a
Yeah.
lot.
That's why I don't use a lot of like gel ink because I always end up smearing.
Yep. See, we know these little tricks, right? We know these little
Yeah.
tricks.
Yep.
And yeah, and then my other best friend, Kathy Scotto, she's left-handed. So it's
Mhm.
like, shout out to all these left-handed people.
Oh yeah.
And then back before I came out and I was married, and my daughter, by the way, I did give birth to her. I didn't order her on Amazon. She's mine. So before I came out, I was married to a man. He's also left-handed. Crazy thing is, though, is our daughter came out right-handed, just on her own.
Okay.
I was kind of like hoping she'd come out left-handed, and she didn't. So it's all good, though. You know.
My parents didn't know I was left-handed until I was like 7. So I'm like they didn't acknowledge it, so which made me kind of like both.
Oh, ambidextrous.
Yes.
Yes,
So I can
I
do
am
I
too.
can I can write I can eat like with either on either side. I can like use any kind of scissors. The only thing is writing. I'm not great at writing. It's understandable, but it's not good like with my right hand.
So what else do you do that you do right-handed? I'll list off mine after you list off yours.
I don't think I have like a list to go. Pretty much everything. Well, I do play guitar left-handed, but I play right-handed guitar. So I
Okay.
just learn everything the other way around.
Aha.
Yeah, like Jimi Hendrix. Only I
Yeah.
can only strum some chords and not. I'm not a guitar virtuoso. Um,
So hold on. If you play guitar left-handed, do you have a left-handed guitar? Or do you just flip yours over?
you flip. So to play guitar, like a left-handed guitar with electric, you have to have a left-handed guitar. With acoustic or electroacoustic, you just take out all the strings and put them the other way around.
Mm.
However, my strings are set as a right-handed guitar, and I just learn all the chords the other way around.
Okay.
So yeah, so basically when I play guitar in front of people like who understand music and everything look at me like, "Oh wow." And then they hear me play and they're like, "Oh, okay."
Oh.
Cuz they expect like some Jimi Hendrix like really cool rock woman to come out. And I'm like, I only know like two chords. I'm a singer.
I'm a singer. Okay, but
Yeah.
you know what? Would you mind if I shared a little information on somebody I'm going to have?
Hello?
Where'd you go?
I'm here.
There you are. I'm
Okay.
going to share real quick for those that are watching and for you too. Melina Moy. I met her through the She Rock Awards and the Women's International Music Network. She's a famous left-handed guitarist. She's the one that I made that birthday video for.
Okay.
So I'm going to share with you a
I
little
I
guitar
1 second.
solo of hers.
Okay, go ahead.
What were you going to say?
No, I had something at 2 and I'm late. But I want to see this. So
Okay.
I'll just leave after I'll just leave after the solo. Wow.
Yeah.
She's
Sorry that
so
was a little
cool.
shaky. I'm realizing that it's probably my lack of speed on my internet, but
Okay.
she's the shit.
She's really cool.
She's a good singer too. She's recorded a lot of stuff and yeah, so you're right because she has the electric. Those are made special
Yeah.
for her
Yeah. Yeah.
because they'd have
That
to
is
be.
so cool.
Yeah.
That is so cool.
So left-handers rule.
Yes.
Left-handers rule. Wait, hold on. I'm all working on some projects. Yes. Multitasking is where it's at. So before I
There you go,
forget
Marie.
to, I wanted to remind people of a really cool. Because are you heading out? Because I'm probably going to head out too.
Yes.
I just shared this with peeps. It is the postcard thing because we all can take a part in this. Post art for democracy, postcards for democracy. This is also somebody that I'm going to have on the show.
Okay.
Beatty Wolf, her and okay, hold on, here we go. Kind of, I'm just getting such great practice doing
Yes.
this.
I love it.
So, her and Mark Motherbow, if I say that correctly, he's the lead singer from the band Devo, right, from the 80s. They're artist visual visionaries, and they created this movement to help fund United States Postal Service and to encourage people to vote and to protect democracy. So what everyone is encouraged to do, if you can take a look, and the website is right there, postartfordemocracy.com. All you do is you buy some stamps, you design some postcards, whether you buy them brand new or you recycle them, and then you mail it to their address. And what they're going to do is they're collecting all the artwork now until election day. See, and these are examples that they've done, right?
That's so cool.
That Beatty and Mark have done. And they're going to create this amazing art gallery. It'll be a physical gallery to visit for those that can, and then also a virtual one in space. They call it a virtual space. Like, see this one right here? This one here is so dope. So BD Wolf she combines science and sound frequency in the art that she does. So she's not a singer by
so
choice.
Cool.
And so she took this piece here off of her, if you read it. It's recycled from the Mylar walls of her Victoria and Albert Museum installation called the Raw Space Chamber. So this is an actual interactive postcard. When you tap on it, she has embedded a microchip that takes you to the 360-degree AR raw space world.
That is so cool. Wow.
Isn't that crazy? So, and that's all you do. It's all you do. You just, the stamps are 35 cents for a postcard. And you get as creative as you want. See right there. There they are. Mark and Beatty. She has her own website or her own podcast called Orange Juice for the Ears. And she just, in fact, interviewed Henry Rollins. And yeah, so she's dope on her rope. I'm going to have her as a guest on here in the next couple of weeks to help push that too. But that's something we all can do to help fund the USPS because we're sending mail, keeping them busy, keeping them working. And then also we get to be creative. You can piece things together. You can draw it. You can paint it. However you want to do it, send it off. And just go to the website. All the instructions are there, right? Actually, I can put it up.
I really have to go now.
Yes.
But I love you. Thank you for having me. And I can't wait to see what the Bad Fil.pino becomes.
I appreciate you. Thank you for being on the show, Luciana.
Of course. See you
Best
soon.
to you. I will see you soon. Take care.
Bye.
All right. That was fun. And my daughter just got home. And so now I've been running for, gosh, how long is the show? It's over an hour. I'm going to head off. So I appreciate everybody who jumped in on this and let me practice. And Luciana especially, because you helped me practice the 2-person interview. And I got to take a chance on how to throw up screens, which I have right here, the Post Art for Democracy website right there. So please take part. It's so much fun. It's for democracy. It's helping USPS, and your art gets to be part of this collective postcard art installation. Who wouldn't want to be a part of that? I want to be a part of that. I'm totally going to be a part of that. So again, postartfordemocracy.com, Mark Motherball and BD Wolf, co-creators of this incredible art installation. I'm going to go ahead and take off right now. I want to thank everyone who jumped in chat and watched and participated. I appreciate you more than you know. Shout out again to MXL Microphones for continuing endorsing me and hooking me up with this amazing equipment. To Mariah over at Jimmy Barber's Garage on K and 24th Street in downtown Sacramento for the awesome haircut and fade. Yeah. And to you, the listener, the viewer, for taking part. And remember, every day that you wake up, you determine how your day will go. So let us all do our best to manifest a safe, just, loving, positive world. I believe we can do it. We can only do it together. This is Mickey signing off. Join me again tomorrow night, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I will do one more test run with another guest. I will be more prepared to have more things to throw up. And until then, have a great Thursday.